As we begin this ceremony, I would like to acknowledge that Grinnell College is located on the ancestral territory of the Meskwaki, Sauk, and Iowa peoples, whose land was initially taken from them through the encroachment of white settlers, and then formally in 1845 through government land concessions. I wish to take a moment to pay respect to the Meskwaki, Sauk, and Iowa elders, both past and present, and to recognize the Meskwaki Nation that exists today in Tama County, less than 30 miles from our campus. Grinnell College offers this statement as a beginning commitment to learn more about local history and to cultivate community. We gather on this day to celebrate you, the class of 2020, an extraordinary group of students who have both together and apart found ways to uniquely excel and persevere. Today, we acknowledge your accomplishments and seek to support you as an interconnected community in our locations near and far. During this ceremony, I pray that you each feel honored by the distinct and special nature of this occasion, as we recognize the importance of this realized goal, the completing and receiving of your college degree. May you cherish this important time in your lives and remember the challenge, opportunity, and growth you experienced here at Grinnell, a period of learning new skills and distinguishing passions. This day, we also praise family members and friends, mentors, and those who have engaged and encouraged you in and outside of the classroom while in college. As you celebrate, may you each sense the accolades of your faculty, staff, fellow students, and your loved ones as we applaud you and your many labors during your Grinnell years. As you receive this degree and begin your next chapter, in a world full of variables, may you determine your constants and rely on them. Rely on them to give you strength along life's way. I pray that you be granted resilience, guidance, and patience in the months and years ahead in each new endeavor. Peace be upon us all on this day and always. Amen.
Graduates and families, it is my privilege to present our 2020 virtual commencement. Although we wish we could all be gathered together here on Central Campus, we hope that we can bring a little Grinnell to you in your homes today. It is my pleasure to begin our ceremony with remarks from Jeff Blanchard, Associate Professor of Mathematics and Statistics, and Sharon Quinsat, Assistant Professor of Sociology.
Class of 2020, I am truly honored to have been asked to be one of your baccalaureate speakers. I've never been asked to speak at a commencement. I remember in high school waiting for them to announce the graduation speakers. Not me. I was crestfallen. I went to one of my mentors and I was like, Mr. Roman, they didn't pick me as one of the speakers. And he tilted his head a little bit and he looked me in the eye and he said, Blanchard, you're 52nd in the class. And that brings me to my first point. Someone must be 52nd in the class, and they'll probably turn out just fine. These measures we place on each other and on ourselves, they're not defining. In fact, for you, the GPA you've cared so much about, or maybe didn't, isn't all that relevant anymore. You are all graduates of Grinnell College. Don't succumb to the measurements of others. Find your own measures to judge yourself and your work and your life. When I received this invitation, I was thrilled and very surprised. Sana Suri of your commencement committee asked me to speak to you. She came to my office. I was still a bit dumbfounded, and I asked her, why was I picked? And she tilted her head a bit. She looked me in the eye, and she said, Blanchard, we're all Grinnellians. We want to hear more from a cisgendered, heterosexual, 40-something white male. And that brings me to my second point. Don't categorize yourself, or at least don't use categories to restrict yourself. And certainly, don't use them to limit others. These categories we use might be helpful in some ways, but sometimes they're not, and we all know that. The main thing I try to remember is that they're learned. We made them up, and we can use them any way we want. In 2000, I was deployed to Kosovo with a NATO peacekeeping force to deter ethnic violence. My team hired a group of local interpreters, and we actually had 2 sets of interpreters, one for each ethnicity in the region. Sometimes, when you would need to talk to a civilian, they refused to speak with an interpreter from the other ethnicity, from the wrong category. Despite great effort on my part, I could rarely tell which group a Kosovar belonged to. But our interpreters, they could tell from 300 yards away. They had been taught from the beginning, and they had learned. And I was there because these categories had been used in exactly the wrong ways. Let's use them for good, for growth, and for understanding. We don't need to drop our identities. We want to celebrate them. But not only our own. Celebrate the categories you might not belong to. Don't forget how diversity enriched your class. So set your own measures for yourself, live beyond your categories, and celebrate each other, especially today. Congratulations, class of 2020. Thank you for our time together, and don't forget to visit.
In February 2016, I visited Iowa for the first time. The Sociology Department of Grinnell College invited me for a campus visit as a candidate for a 2-year visiting assistant professor position. It was the dead of the winter, and as we drove from the airport in Des Moines to the town of Grinnell, I looked out the window and told myself, there's no way I'm moving here. But the next day, my mind started to change. I met students with so much curiosity and passion. When I gave my job talk on Filipino diaspora mobilization against the dictatorship of Ferdinand Marcos, a first-year student in the audience approached me after to ask me how could a revolution not occur despite the overthrow of a regime. I knew then that if offered the job, I would accept it. As a woman, Filipino, and an immigrant, I was really anxious moving to rural Iowa from Seattle. My first semester proved to be especially challenging as it was the election season and the results brought about so much anguish. I remember a number of students who are children of immigrants and refugees came to my office hours to share with me their fears. 2 of them disclosed to me their undocumented status, and I was worried of possessing that information. In the weeks and months that followed, first-year students, your cohort, who just voted for the first time, were stricken with paralyzing despair, almost incapable of overcoming pessimism and resignation fomented by the political process. But slowly you realize that you are active agents of transformation. I saw you organize into collectivities from local initiatives on anti-racism and on campus to national and transnational movements to combat climate change. You challenge hegemonic discourses inside and outside of the classrooms. In all of these initiatives, you demonstrated critical thinking and reflexivity, acknowledging how your assumptions, beliefs, and lived experiences influence the way you look at the world. You inspire me in ways that I did not anticipate. I feel attached to your cohort because we started in Grinnell together. I saw so many of you grow intellectually and politically, and I am grateful for having the opportunity to debate with and mentor you, share my knowledge and interest in sci-fi and punk, tell stories about the Philippines, and most importantly, learn from you. We are in a historical moment right now. We are facing a crisis of unprecedented scale, and there is no denying that the future is bleak and uncertain. We have read about global pandemics and disasters. Never have I thought that I would live to confront one, and I do not have the experience from which to draw wisdom and skills to deal with it. But I know one thing. The coronavirus pandemic presents a rupture that will transform previous structures and practices. Sociologists have posited how coronavirus will lead not only to changes in macrostructures, but also meso and micro level processes. For instance, social distancing will alter norms on how we express intimacy without touch or how we do protest, and perhaps our use of toilet paper. Is there a cause for optimism? Always. In the last 5 weeks, we have witnessed the formation of mutual aid groups all over the country, with people offering services to each other and providing food and other resources. Various movements are getting creative with how they do organizing and protest, and they are initiating campaigns rooted in the principle of international solidarity in our common humanity. More importantly, people are now imagining an alternative to the present system that has created this crisis. The question, therefore, is, are we really waiting for a return to normal, or are we going to build something different? And so I leave with you the words of Rage Against the Machine. The rage is relentless. We need a movement with a quickness. You are the witness of change, and to counteract, we got to take the power back. Congratulations, Grinnell College, class of 2020, solidarity and power.
Hey, class of 2020. I have to admit, this was not the 2020 vision that we expected when we are all sitting there in the auditorium during NSO. But it is what it is, and I just have a few words I want to say. First, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for being an absolutely amazing group of people and for making the last 4 years unforgettable. Even the crazy Saturday nights. For me, home is where the people are, and by the end of my time at Grinnell, it had become my home. So when we had to leave so suddenly, it was difficult, because there were people I wouldn't get to see in the hallways, at work, or in my classes. Grinnell had its highs and lows, but hey, since we're here, that means we got through all of them. We got through the late nights of studying until 2 a.m., the grill runs and getting coffee and mott sticks, of writing papers that never seemed to end, and trying to analyze lab data that made no sense. We made it. And I want to say congratulations to the class of 2020. We did it. I know we can't be together today, but it is with all of my heart that I say that I look forward to everything that is to come. But I have to be honest. I'm truly going to miss the late night laughter of people in classrooms, the unexpected conversations that happen at 3 a.m. with strangers in lounges but mean so much, the starry skies on a quiet winter night, and strangely, the bond that brings everyone together during the Monday nights of finals week. And who could forget D Hall's legendary desserts? It is the start of a new chapter. I am not going to make any premonitions about where we are going to end up because I have no clue. But I do know that wherever we do end up, we will still be Grinnellians. We may not have each other in the hallways, but we might find each other in airports, on a subway, or in line for coffee in a city we never thought we'd be in. And that's when we might remember the late nights in the loges, the sunsets that streaked across the sky, the way it felt when it finally got warm in the spring. And I want to remind everyone, we're always going to have each other, even if we scatter across the globe. I have unshakable hope in the class of 2020. We may see the future as foggy, but I have no doubt that we are going to find our way. And with that, I want to say thank you to the class of 2020. It's been an honor.
Dear 2020. Kind of crazy, huh? We really didn't social distance for 4 years. I mean, we were lucky to get a moment to ourselves in the hallway, much less the whole day. Many aspects of one's senior year hit different, but this one, this hit a little too different. It's been a blur since most of us rushed out of town and into our separate corners of the world. I hope all is well and you and yours are safe. We went from 25 deep in the grill line to 6 feet apart at the grocery store, giving side eyes to anybody who gets too close. from fighting for a place to study in Kissel, Burling, and the Husk, to carving out some semblance of a workspace wherever we are now. We went from not wearing white shoes to High Street, knowing full well they'd be stepped on by classmates from 3 different years and 6 different majors, all doing some version of dancing, to wishing for just one more night out. We used to avoid running into our profs too soon after missing class, but now we'd give anything just to hop on the WebEx call without messing up time zones. The ever-present work, which dominated our free time, is a relic of the past, showing up only in the odd unread email and ignored notification on PWeb. We went from 4 years packed into 3 square blocks to 6 weeks spread across the globe. Social undistancing to once again all over the world. In the weeks since spring break, I've begun to realize how special our college really was. In cruel irony, many of us felt cut off from the world at Grinnell. And yet here we are, moving forward from one of our proudest achievements, apart from those who pushed and encouraged us all the while. It is no secret to those of you who know me that I'm easily excited and always enthused to engage with my peers. At a larger school, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do this every single day. Be it a light smile exchanged with someone at the spice rack in the D Hall, or showing up at talks with no interest in the slides, but rather the slices of Pizza Ranch, the Chongs, or the Jimmy Johns. Nights going mad writing proofs in the math wing of Noyce, and journeys to everywhere from come and go to Africa and Europe were all alongside friends who will be with us for a lifetime. On a more serious note, the world into which we now step, as a consequence of its own immense interconnectedness, is in turn utterly isolated and unfamiliar. As our present reality thaws into a bustling stream, this big world needs our small school love. The same love that grew initial advising appointments and office hours, racked with indecision, into long conversations with our lifetime mentors. The same love which filled my heart every time I high-fived, shook hands with, hugged, laughed with, or learned from any one of you since 2016 August. In treating this big world like the hallways and buildings that made our time together so remarkable, we might accelerate the thaw, spreading warmth wherever we go. Being so close to the same people for years, we learned to take care of one another. It was a blessing to find friendly faces around each corner, ready either to print an assignment at the last minute or support you after an exhausting exam. In exiting these spaces, so much will be unrecognizable. However, acts as simple as lending a P-card to the door are now more important than ever. It hurts to leave so soon, and we'll never get the time back. But don't for a minute let that diminish our hard work and the success. Do you know how unreal it is to go to a school where literally everybody is bringing something to the table, ready to grind, challenge each other, and have a good time? Take a moment to celebrate, wherever you may be, and with whoever was lucky enough to share this journey with you. Get loose, dance, feel the vibe. We won't be able to pass one another in the hallway, gather at the drop of a hat, or ride out together. But bringing this spirit of social undistancing that we lived in Grinnell to the time that follows this crisis will be essential to our future communities. Love, AT. P.S. Don't forget to keep in touch.
It is now my privilege as president to recognize members of the faculty who, after long and devoted tenure at the college, are entering emeritus status. I now recognize Professor of Economics Irene Powell. Irene Powell has spent her career expanding the breadth of economics at Grinnell, where she taught courses on the economics of gender and race, and has worked tirelessly to reach out to students who are underrepresented in the discipline. She has published widely on the economics of childcare, gender discrimination, and higher education, and also co-authored a book on the economics of international adoption, which drew the interest of the national media. She has taken on leadership roles at Grinnell, including chairing the Social Studies Division and serving on Executive Council and the Personnel Committee. She has also been an active participant in committees working on diversity and inclusion. for her work to expand the economics curriculum and to open the discipline to increase participation from students from different backgrounds, we are proud to honor Irene Powell. I now recognize F. Wendell Miller Professor of Philosophy, Alan Schrift. A prolific scholar, Professor Schrift is a co-editor of Stanford University Press's translation of the complete works of philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. He has also published 3 monographs and written more than 80 articles or book chapters on Nietzsche and 20th century European philosophy. Professor Schrift's teaching focuses on 19th and 20th century French and German philosophy. He has also been active in supervising student research. One of his most lasting contributions to teaching and learning at the college is his establishment of the Center for the Humanities in 1999, which he directed until 2007. An internationally known scholar of the work of Nietzsche, Professor Schrift served as chair of the program committee of the North American Nietzsche Society from 1998 until 2004. In 2019, he was elected to a 3-year term as executive co-director of the Society for Phenomenology and Existential Philosophy, the world's largest scholarly organization devoted to European philosophy. For his dedication to philosophy and the humanities at Grinnell and worldwide, we honor Alan Schrift. I now recognize Associate Professor of Economics, Janet Size. From the beginning of her career, Janet Size has had a passion for the role of women in economics as well as the study of gender and economic inequality. A central theme in Professor Size's research is the history of women's contributions to economics, feminist economics, and economic methodology. She co-authored a bibliography of female economic thought 1770 through 1940, which identify works written by women on economic issues of labor, poverty, gender, colonialism, money and banking, and slavery. In 1992, Professor Size co-founded the International Association for Feminist Economics, an organization of feminist scholars working to improve economic knowledge on women and gender issues. Her work has also addressed the politics of the Costa Rican economy and globalization. A dedicated teacher, Professor Size has also made important service contributions to the college through her work on the Personnel Committee and the Committee for the Support of Faculty Scholarship. For her dedication to the study of women and gender issues in economics, we recognize Janet Size. I now recognize Professor of Russian, Anatoly Vishevsky. Anatoly Vishevsky came to Grinnell in 1994, having taught at Middlebury College and Washington University. In addition to teaching Russian language, he taught courses on Russian literature and translation, Russian material culture, and Russian film. His scholarly interests include humor and 20th century Russian literature, particularly short stories and contemporary writing. Professor Vishevsky is the author of 3 books, numerous articles, and several co-authored short stories. He has served his students, the Russian Department, and the Russian Central and Eastern European Studies concentration well. Professor Vishevsky was the chair of the Humanities Division and served on Executive Council. Additionally, he has been a member of many committees, including public events, instructional support, personnel, and the College Hearing Board. For his willingness to share his passion for Russian literature and his service to the college, we recognize Anatoly Vishevsky. I now recognize Professor of Political Science Eliza Willis. 25 years ago, an untenured assistant professor, Eliza Willis, founded the Global Development Studies concentration at Grinnell. Her teaching has also encompassed political economics, Latin American politics, and an ambitious set of tutorials on topics like just war and the fight against global poverty. A scholar of Latin American politics, Professor Willis has made key contributions to debates on the causes of fiscal decentralization in developing countries. She has also collaborated with Janet Size on several projects about Costa Rican politics, economics, and globalization. In addition to taking on major leadership roles at the college, including serving as chair of the faculty and on countless committees, Professor Willis has been an unwavering advocate for improving campus accessibility and universal design. For her local and global advocacy to make the world a better place, we recognize Professor Eliza Willis. I now recognize Professors Jonathan Andelson, Vicki Bentley Condit, Leslie Domenico, Evelyn Friedman, William Freeman, Keisha Scott, and James Schwartz. It is my honor to recognize these faculty members moving to senior faculty status. Senior faculty status recognizes those members of the faculty who wish to be released from their regular full-time teaching obligations to pursue scholarly and professional activities associated with the college.
It is now my honor and privilege as Dean of the College to bestow, on behalf of the trustees of Grinnell College, the status of President Emeritus to Reynard S. Kington. Reynard Kington values a commitment to strategic and inclusive leadership and clear, thoughtful, and fair decision-making processes. His personal and professional lives are rooted in a deep commitment to social responsibility. His years of experience at the National Institutes of Health and the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention contributed to decisions made with a data-driven and collaborative approach. His dedication to not only his career, but to the greater community has been shown by his service on such boards as the American Council on Education, the Des Moines Arts Center, and the American Civil Liberties Union of Iowa. On campus, he has promoted innovation and entrepreneurship by creating both the Grinnell Prize and the Innovation Fund, supporting experimentation, imagination, and positive social change. He also oversaw significant investments on campus, which will enhance teaching and learning long into the future. Throughout his presidency, President Kington has brought Grinnell into the national conversation by thoughtful writing about major educational issues and fierce advocacy for access, equity, and global understanding. For his work to advocate, collaborate, and create an inclusive environment at Grinnell College and beyond, we honor Reynard Kington as President Emeritus. President Kington, on recommendation of the faculty of Grinnell College, I present to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Having fulfilled all of the academic requirements, they are deemed worthy of and entitled to this degree.
As president of Grinnell College, and by the authority vested in me by the trustees of Grinnell College, I now officially declare that having met all of the requirements, you are today granted the degree of Bachelor of Arts and are admitted to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities that it confers. Congratulations.
President Kington, the chairs of the divisions will now call the graduates.
It is my pleasure to recognize the graduates to the Bachelor of Arts degree from the Division of Humanities. Mira Livia Berkson. Anna Isabella Billy. Samuel Edward Bilski. Errol Charles Blackstone, Jr. Sydney Page Brown. Hannah Yanu Cha. Aubrey Allen Champlin. Gianni Angel Chavez. Ilana Raquel Cohen. Margaret I. Coleman. Alice Mary Cook. Audrey Rose Corcoran.
Bojana Zernomarkovic, Owen Robert Daly, Amelia Janet Darling, Arlo Jackson Detmer, Jessica L. Dine, Su Yen Du, Joseph Jude Dudley, Kira Rose Duff,
Thanks.
Frances Dunbar, Anna Faye Bodensteiner Emerson, Ethan Starr Evans, Lillian Fitzsimmons, Nathan Friedman, Taylor Imani Gaskins.
Congratulations, class of 2020. I just want to thank everyone, all the staff, faculty, friends, classmates. I'm so grateful for this time at Grinnell. Thank you.
Ilana Jane Gibson, Danielle Faith Gillis, Abe E. Golden, Caitlin Elise Goss Purse, Henry Asher Gray, Alexander Julian Grigorovich, Nicholas Benedict Haig, Annabelle Grace Higginhauser, Lizzie Ann Hinman, Mario Adam Jordan Bartolo, Alexander Friedrich Kleinjohn, Ellie Rose Cohn, Jacob William Letter, Feng Ming Lee, Caroline Loftus, Puya Mahdi Galami, Ethan Sturgis McCulloch, John Henry Marchese, Griffin Scott Moreski, Caitlin Lucille Moore, Daisy Morales, Ethan Alexander Scott Moscoso, Xochitl Mudersbaugh Jaramillo, Madeline Rebecca Nelson, Imani Precious Noel,
Hey everyone, it's Imani Noel, and I am extremely grateful for everyone who has supported me throughout these 4 years. Special shout out to my mama, to Tisha Sullivan. I love you.
Paige Marie Omek, John Shipman Osler, Yu Wei Pan, James Park. Catherine Ann Perry. Matthew Joseph Phipps. Nicole Acadia Polglaze. Jonathan Bennett Rabelski. Leslie Rodriguez. Nicole Maria Rosengert. Andrea Lauren Running. Alexa Marie Ryer. Jackson Gregory Schulte. Saham Sharif. Maria Lou Shriver.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Madison Trice Smith. Molly Janet Stone. Mayo Sueta. Calvin Andrew Yi Lok Tong. Anjali Dantivi Manoan.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for the 4 years that we spent together. It really means a lot to me. Please stay in touch and good luck with everything.
David Angus Taylor. Elaine Carol Thutt. Miriam Margaret Tibbetts. Judith Tong. Yanni Crystal Sandilas. Loyal C. Ulm. Carlos Jose Ventura. E. Ja Wang. Sichu Wang. Naya Celeste Willis Hogan. Anna Elizabeth Winter. Lilia Catherine Woodburn. Ivy Winshi Shuyu. Zijun Sam Shu. Yawen Zhang. Eric Zhao.
It is my pleasure to recognize the graduates to the Bachelor of Arts degree from the Division of Science. Bogdan Abayev. Nikunj Agrawal. Radhika Ugraval. Ariana Aguilera. Zuhair Ulam. Nicholas Charles Alex. Valencia Maribel Alvarez. Samuel Alves Zacher. Simona Anim Bambi. Nundita Binik. Robin Evan Bartel. Erica Ann Bain. Emma Ruth Beckler. Liat Orr Berkowitz. Lauren Elizabeth Bloomfield. Brett Marie Bonnert.
Thank you, everybody who supported me and helped me succeed at Grinnell.
Catherine W. Bowen. Zachary Daniel Brennan. Elise Eckstein Brode. Ling Tao Bui. Kyle Edward Buse. Daniela Alyssa Butler.
Didn't really predict a pandemic happening, but I'm really happy to be graduating, and I'm thankful to my mom and the Posse Foundation and everybody who supported me for that.
Isabella Marie Butziris. Jacob Samuel Byerly Duke. Talisa Marina Garza Chapa. Jay Chen. Ziwen Chen. Samuel Chung. Karen Cho. Jared Paul Cloutier. Benjamin Arch Coben. Stephen Cropper. Ashley Maciel Cruz Martinez. Zoe Sweet. Viet Quoc Dan. Lauren Marie Edwards. Jasper Quinn Eggy.
So I'm graduating Grinnell with a degree in mathematics as well as an absurd amount of education classes taken. And I want to thank all my professors for giving me all the opportunities that I've had at my time at Grinnell.
Waverly Blythe Blackman Ickhurst. Audrey Claire Enerson. Owen Anders Erickson. Isaac Saul Ferber. Zebediah James Figura. Albert S. Ford. Shelby Allison Frazier. Christina Fanshu Fu. Michaela Mia Fujiwara. Benjamin Walker Gafford. Hannah Gloria Galloway. Megan C. Gardner. Eva Rose Crittenden Gemrich. Edward Nathaniel Gifford. Justin Bradley Greger. Gabriella Gritz. Kevin Glenn Gubner. Yash Davis Gupta. Nicole Marie Hannon, Benjamin George Heller, Belen Miki Hurst Hagiwara, Isaias Herring, Michael Allen Horst Hewitt, Annabelle Ryerson Hines, Evan Wedler Holt, Inan Hui, Bennett Lee Hunter, Alyssa Hindman, Raghuram Inturi, Noah M. Jacobson, Nan Nan G, Suthe John,
Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Mom. Special thanks to Jing Libby, who pretends to be my host family for 4 years.
Alexander Michael Johnson, Sage Kaplan Goland, Pratik Karki,
Hi, Grinnell friends and family. It's been an amazing 4 years. Thanks for the memories.
Yuya Kawakami, Philip Justin Cayley, Hyunmin Kim, Yesel Kim, Sadie June Kirschman, Anya North, Mikoto Alfred Kobayashi, Charles Francis Kohler V, Jin Page Kamurska, Kohei Kotani, Michaela Krikfalusi, Samuel E. Lamott, Tori Masoni Laverdiere, Alicia Ledesma Alonso, Caleb Wanhee Lee, Abigail Elizabeth Lewis, Liam Lee, Muzi Lee, Yilen Lee, Emma Bronwyn Little,
Thank you, Grinnell.
Edward David Brown Lapato.
As I sit on this empty graduation stage, I just want to say thank you to my friends, family, and the faculty, especially Professor Shan Hinza, and congrats to the rest of the class 2020.
Cooper John Lundy, Yolana C. Martin, Ian Madden Masson, Carlos Ignacio Mateo Volkart, Charles Benton Mackenzie Smith, Catherine Elizabeth Meltretter, James Edward Mersch. Clayton Allen Michaels. Jacob John Morsch. Tyron Ellis Mott. James Alex Miskilla. Ania Monish. Carlos Eduardo Munoz Romero. Vishva Nalamalapo. Dave Molwa. Ni Fong Nyo. Lin Tui Huynh. Pinao Nyi. Liam Kai Nias Staub.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Don't do drugs. Stay in school and eat your vegetables.
Yu Nishio. Patrick Ellsworth Knuckles. Stephanie Monique Ochoa. Derek Ni Aryite Okine. Hannah Margaret O'Neill. Alexander Buchanan Otavka. Matthew T. Palmieri. Akit Pandey. Thomas John Flipson. Dhruv Fumbra. Thomas Václav Pinkova. Shuyi Chi. Yi Chin. Anan Jawed Rameh. Matthew James Record. Hallie Rimash. Marley Rimash. Christian Patrick Roberts. Mayu Sakai. Gretchen Darlene Schreiner. Max Aaron Semba. Ki-Wan Tzu. Abid Humin Mohammed Shamja. Long Song. Jeremy Allen Sparagon. Shunyi Su. Suna Suri. Rachel Lynn Sutter. Miho Tutsuki. Brandon Allen Thomas.
My name is Brandon Thomas. I'm graduating with a computer science degree, and I'd like to thank my mom and dad for helping me achieve what I wanted to do here at Grinnell.
Jackson A. Thompson. Joel Matthew Tibbetts.
Oh, so close.
Daniela Rose Tiedemann.
Hi, I'm Danny. I'm a psych major and I'm hoping to go into gerontology research. thank you to everybody who helped me get here.
Martin, Russell, Tony. Tin N. Tron. Stephanie Zhang. Alice Shui. Madeline Blaynot Vesley. Elena Michelle Voisin. Bongjie Wang. Garrett Wang. Yotong Wang. Madison Lynn Wardlaw.
Hi everybody, come see me graduate May 18th, 10 a.m. Be there or be square.
Sean Anthony Wright. Ho Fu Yan. Xin Yi Yan. Xinya Yang. Junzi Yao.
Hi, I'm Yao. It's been quite an interesting 4 years in Grinnell, and I'd like to thank my parents, friends, advisors, and professors for their support for, and most importantly, patience with me.
Alexander R. Yardas. Ren Yao Yin. Se-young Yoon. Kelly Yu. Raylin Yu.
Hello, my name is Yuri Lin, and I am happy to graduate.
Abdirahman Ahmed Yusuf. John Alexander Zabraki. Cheng Jimong Zhang. Hong Yuan Zhang.
It is my pleasure to recognize the graduates to the Bachelor of Arts degree from the Division of Social Studies. Russell Dylan Abernathy. Prerana Adhikare. Gelber Argueta. Evelyn Adrian Berryhill. Samantha Jade Bezak. Mara Faye Bachheim. Dylan B. Bremner. Madeline Louise Brennig. Muchi Chen. Eugen Chen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Megan Noel Crystal. Jake Kavanaugh Conran. Natalie Elaine Cook. Oswaldo Cortez. Owen Mark Craven. Karen Crittenden. Corey Thomas Chalowski. Chachi Dai. Hannah Senjem Davis. Abigail Reagan Doudna. Zisamos Konstantinos Doulaveris. Pranjal Draw. Tatya Japtaskvili. Julia Ekchikson. Quinn Erkolani. Leopold I. Ewing. Mahara Farhan. Layana Grace Farnelli. Jamie Vita Friedman. Angela Adam Frimpong. Rachel Eleanor Fritzl. Carson James Gample. Rowan Gundotra.
Hi, so I've had an incredible experience at Grinnell College, and I'm very thankful for that. But above all, I'm very thankful for all the support that I've got from my parents. Thank you.
Brenda L. Guan. Anthony Gregory Goley. Jackson Ryan Hager. William Wade Henderson. Catherine Louise Herbert. Maximilian Nathan Hill.
Max Hill, bachelor's in political science with a concentration in statistics. It takes a village to raise up a child, so I just want to thank everybody in my village. I love and appreciate you guys.
Luke Howard. Ethan Virgil Hillscamp. Catherine Claire Irwin. Ayad Paul Jacob III. Maria Faisal Jahangiri. Tayunvi Sunjev Jindal. Alyssa Ray Johnson. Henry James Johnson. Zachary Christian Jones. Willem Paul Bergstedt Junker. Mukund Kalani. Indira Kapoor. Eric Emil Kaspchik. Sayumi Carolyn Konishi. Thomas Harrington Leistico. Benjamin Osborne Lieberman. McKenna E. Little. Regina Logan. John William Lunn. Alana Sarah Luther. Sophia Martinez. Autumn Clay McMillan.
Autumn McMillan speaking. Congratulations, class of 2020. There's not enough time to thank who I want to thank, but you know who you are. Catch you later.
Sarah Esther Millender. Anna Marie Moen. Amanda Mackenzie Nelson. Luca Nelson.
Thank you to everyone who has supported me and made this possible. I'm graduated.
Natalie Lillian Niederman. Tommy O'Donnell. Hagung Judy O. Udita Ohuri. Nana Okamoto. Claire Christine Paternos. Jamin Timothy Park. Allison Hetty Bolton Pierce. James Pentowick. Joseph Michael Reck. Zachary David Reeds. Enrique Jose Rueda.
Everybody, I just wanted to thank all my friends and family for all the love I've gotten these past 4 years. Sad I couldn't be in person, but this moment's not just for me, it's for everyone, so thank you.
Mo Sabai. Dennis Shaheen. Jacob Brian Sampson. Razmeet Kaur Samra. Gabriel Thomas Schubert. Alex David Sorosa. Zachary Clark Steinberg. John Furness Stuckey. Anshul Thushar Thambe. Thompson McCormick Teasdale. Jianyu Tung. Ziglinda Fatad. Langston Carl Thomas. Zavin Philip Torian. Tanner Evan Tufto. Gracie Susanna Wallach. Duncan Kennedy Ward. Taryn Eliza Washburn. Jingwen Wei. Lua Young. Kosuke Young. Peter James Zealous. Kounyo Zaan.
It is my pleasure to recognize the graduates with independent and interdivisional majors. Amari Ivoni Tova Brooks. T.J. Calhoun. Autumn Cassidy Christensen. Ian Andrew Donaldson. Hannah Mary Dorff. Helena Catherine Grunsteidel. Brian Wilson Haggard. Burim Kim. Isabella Dene Kugel. Eamon Sullivan Quo. Ruby Carolina Lynn. Hannah Mabel Miller. Carson Jayla Peters. Carlos Alberto Piedrasanta Bordick, Jr. Carmen Ribadenera. Nathaniel John Williams.
The President's Medal is awarded annually at each commencement to the senior who exemplifies an ideal Grinnell student, superior scholarship, demonstrated leadership that credits both the student and the college, compassionate and sensitive behavior, and individual responsibility are among the qualities that must be demonstrated. It is my pleasure to present the President's Medal for 2020 to Maximilian Nathan Hill.
The Andrew W. Archibald Prize for Highest Scholarship is awarded at each commencement to that student or students who have attained the best record of academic achievement over the 4-year period of collegiate work. Established in 1927, the award is named for its donor, the Reverend Andrew W. Archibald, who served as a distinguished member of the college's Board of Trustees. It is my pleasure to present the Archibald Prize medalist for 2020, Catherine Ann Perry.
To the Grinnell class of 2020, traditionally the president of the college actually gets to give you the charge, and this will be my 10th and final charge, and trust me, I will be brief. In 1905, Iowa College, which would shortly after become known as Grinnell College, opened a state-of-the-art facility to support its core academic mission. That building, Carnegie Library, has now become part of the new Humanities and Social Studies Center, which stands as a testament to our commitment to the liberal arts today and into the future. During the construction of Carnegie Library, 11 names were inscribed into its limestone frieze as examples of the college's values and identity at that time. Caesar, Isaiah, Emerson, Shakespeare, Dante, Homer, Plato, Michelangelo, Darwin, Goethe, Galileo. For 115 years, those names stood alone in the aging limestone. It's a prestigious list, but it's one that we recognize today as incomplete, and it was incomplete 115 years ago. Over the years, Grinnell has grown and changed and adapted to new realities. Our community has evolved, yet we remain committed to those core values established with our founding. Earlier this year, we launched a new initiative to add to the walls of the atrium of the Humanities and Social Studies Center the names of other leaders and visionaries who represent who we are today and who we aspire to be. Individuals who embody our institution's commitment to social responsibility, building inclusive and sustainable community, and pursuing knowledge in service to these values. To begin the process of considering whose names might grace the walls of the new complex, we chose the name of Nobel laureate Toni Morrison. For a number of years, it has been a tradition to give each graduate a book, an actual hard copy book, at the president's reception. In many recent years, the book has been written by the commencement speaker. This year, we thought it was appropriate to select a publication by Toni Morrison, and we chose the book version of her Nobel laureate speech. I urge you to read it. It's actually not very long, and if you are like me, you will find yourself rereading it many times over the years. It begins with the simple traditional introduction to so many stories, once upon a time. But today I want to draw on another of Toni Morrison's compositions, the eulogy she gave to her friend James Baldwin that she read at his memorial service in the Cathedral of St. John the Divine on the Upper West Side of Manhattan in December of 1987. She and Baldwin had a special relationship. They clearly adored and loved and respected each other. Early in the eulogy, Toni Morrison said the following about her relationship with Baldwin. She said, "I never heard a single command from you, yet the demands you made on me, the challenges you issued to me, were nevertheless unmistakable, even if unenforced. That I work and think at the top of my form, that I stand on moral ground, but know that ground must be shored up by mercy, and that the world is before me, and I need not take it or leave it as it was when I came in." I want to draw your attention to that second command, that I stand on moral ground, but know that ground must be shored up by mercy. That phrase has echoed in my mind from the first time I read it. It is such a powerful idea, and one that I hope to heed as I sometimes rush to judgment myself. I know this college, and many like it, has a history of deep commitment to social justice. And that commitment, dating from the abolitionist sentiments of our founders, is rooted in moral ground and a deep sense of what is right and what is wrong. But I urge you to remember that second part of that command. Know that moral ground must be shored up by mercy. If we stand on moral ground, but have no sense of mercy, of compassion, of empathy, of forgiveness, too often we end up diminishing ourselves in righteous anger. So I leave you with those demands from James Baldwin. If they were good enough for Toni Morrison, they're good enough for all of us. First, work and think at the top of your form, whatever your field or role may be. Second, stand on moral ground, but know that ground must be shored up by mercy. And third, know that the world is before you, but you need not take it or leave it as it was when you came in. So go forth, Grinnellians, and do the work that you were called to do. I leave you with my best wishes and my greatest hopes. May you prosper. Thank you.